Hey guys, we're here again talking to another Eels great. Everyone knows Peter Wynn, and hopefully we're going to hear some stories today of his involvement with the club and both the Eels and Parramatta Leagues Club. Peter's a Hall of Famer. He's won multiple premierships at our club. He's played State of Origin, played for Australia. He's done everything he can in the game. It's a huge honour to have him here, so let's get straight into it. Pete, thanks for joining us.
Tim, it's an honour to be here speaking to you. Thanks for having me along.
Oh mate, it's an absolute honour. Talk to me. I've done a little bit of research, so let's go right back to the start of your career, Thirroul. You spent a couple of years playing for Thirroul, and tell me, how did you go from playing for Thirroul to ending up in Parramatta in the big smoke?
Yeah, it's a good question, Timmy. I was a kid from the country, so you always dreamt about coming to Sydney one day and playing rugby league. And my father was on the railway, so we moved from Maitland to Blaney to Moora, Werris Creek, Muswellbrook. And when I finished school in 1975, I got a scholarship to study mathematics at Wollongong University. So I went down there and I played rugby league for 3 years with the Thirroul Butchers, who you mentioned. Yep. So I started down there as an 18-year-old and fortunate enough to get picked for the Illawarra division side. Then I got picked to play for country. So I got that exposure. Didn't have a player manager those days, so I got exposure by playing for country, playing for the Illawarra division. And then...
So how did that work back then? So you played for country. Is that just like country versus city? So was there...
Country city, yes.
So there was actual like ARL players playing in that competition at all?
In the country side was pure raw country kids,
Yep.
Kids who came in to play against the city side at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yeah, right.
So the biggest thrill of your life, you got picked. So my brother and I played in the same team together in country first, and to run out onto that Sydney Cricket Ground against City was like achieving the biggest goal in your life up to that stage. Because as a kid watching up, I always watched the City country games. They were always on television every year, and you always cheered for country, and you're hoping you'd be a part of a side that could come to the City and beat City. But unfortunately, we didn't. Their backline had Tom Rodonicus, Bobby Fulton, Mick Cronin, Steve Rogers, all the stars, But we had a good side. We were competitive, Ray Brown went to Manly the following year. He played for Australia. Slippery Morris toured with us on that country tour. Who's the father.
Did you play anyone else, or was it just you play against City? Is there any other games that happened?
So what happened is they had the divisional championships. So all of New South Wales is divided up in divisions: Northern Division, Southern Division, Western Division, North Coast, Illawarra and Mannah. So they had a knockout thing, a knockout competition. So I played for Illawarra. So we beat Southern Division, and then we beat Riverina. And then we beat Monaro, and then we're in the final against Newcastle. So that was played up in Newcastle. And that ties in with the story I'm going to tell you actually about the Leagues Club. But so we played that game. Then after that game, they picked 30 players to tour Queensland. So we toured Queensland for 2 weeks and played about 6 games. And then the last game, they picked the country first and the country second teams to go into camp to play against City. So that was a real buzz to be a part of that. It was very exciting.